All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to JAM 2024. It's hard to believe a year has gone by already, but I'm so glad that you've been able to join us today over the course of the next couple of days to listen, learn, and hopefully have a little bit of fun. I can see there's already a lot of people in the stream. Thank you, Ernest Kwok, who offered the in the chat. Let's jam. So let's go ahead and let's jump right in. First and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge that I am coming to you today from the unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. BCCAT is committed to building respectful relationships with the First Peoples, and we thank them for their hospitality. I'm coming to you today from the BCIT building in downtown Vancouver, and we have people joining us from around the province, as well as going to be joining us in person tomorrow. We also have, for the first time ever, a JAM viewing party going on right above me. I do plan to come up and say hello, but thank you for everybody that has come in. Last year, we had a bunch of people, largely from Vancouver Island University, who just kind of wandered in and occupied our boardroom. That's kind of what VIU does these days. And so we decided this year we were going to have a JAM viewing party to expand that a little bit so that people who are traveling for the event can have a chance to watch the show together. Whether you are a first-time JAM attendee or a returning JAMmie, our goal over the next 2 days is to ensure that whether you're online or in person, that you have the same level of experience. We are going to do a warm-up in just a minute, but our hope is that you'll find the event informative as well as engaging, and we hope that you'll be able to put in questions, bring your thoughts, bring your ideas, because we want to hear from you. Now, the theme of JAM 2024 is growing together. BCCAT was established 35 years ago in 1989, so we are commemorating our 35th anniversary. And so naturally, because it was at the end of the 80s, we are adopting a bit of an 80s vibe throughout the music selections, as well as through various activities that we've got planned. Whether you lived through the 80s like I did, or just laugh at the 80s in the same way that I kind of laugh at the 60s, our goal is to have a little bit of fun. Last year, we had a lot of people putting in music requests. And so if you have any particular songs that you'd like to hear over the course of the next 2 days, feel free to throw it into the chat, and we'll do our best to accommodate. We are expecting over 350 people to be a part of this event over the course of the next 2 days. And if you'll remember last year, right about an hour before we got kicked off with JAM 2023, there was an announcement that kind of set off a bit of a seismic boom around Vancouver, which was the announcement that Taylor Swift was coming to town, and of course she's going to be here in about a month's time. This, of course, led to me making about 100 jokes about Taylor Swift. I promise you I'm not going to make 100 jokes about Taylor Swift this time. But the fun part about all of that was that it led to a lot of people putting in requests for specific Taylor Swift songs to be played. And you'd think that with an event called JAM, we would have thought about being more intentional about the music that we selected. But that was a nice little thing that happened last year. And we hope that that will happen again this year. With that being said, what I'd like to do now is pass the mic over to BCCAT's Council Co-Chair, Angus Graham, who's going to give a few opening remarks. Now, last year, I think Angus had been on the job for maybe 3 or 4 days. So JAM was the first event that he got asked to do. It was a bit of a trial by fire. But now it's been a full year. Angus is a grizzled veteran, and he is now ready to give us a few opening remarks on behalf of BCCAT's council. So I'll pass it over to you, Angus.
Oh, thanks so much, Mike. I think grizzled veteran is a compliment, but it's great to be a seasoned jammer now. And thanks so much for your opening remarks, and welcome everybody to JAM 2024. It's just a wonderful event to just get everybody together with who are involved in this remarkable partnership. And the idea of growing together is so poignant for today. We've completed 35 years of incredible progress and service to the system, and we've got another 35 ahead to make further expansions and strengthening of the system. For first-time jammers and first-time folks to the BC Council, My name is Angus Graham. I'm a co-chair with Dr. Rob Fleming, who's also the executive director of BCCAT. I finished a 30-year career at Selkirk College in the West Kootenay and Boundary region of BC a couple of years ago. And so I'm just so thrilled to be able to stay connected to this wonderful system through the work of BCCAT. Many of you know this, but maybe some of the newcomers aren't aware that the BC Council of Admissions and Transfer oversees the BC transfer system. It enables links between the BC post-secondary transfer system with the education ministries and the public and private education sectors. You could think of BCCAT as a tremendous public asset and the whole transfer system as an asset to the citizens and students of BC. And this is the result of 35 years of growth, strength building, partnership development, system expansion, and collaboration, all accomplished with thousands of articulation meetings and agreements and volunteer hours by committee members, and of course the work of Dr. Fleming and his amazing staff like Mike and others on the call today. So I just want to thank them, and just to thank them for the work that they've done. In our meetings recently, it seems like, you know, the lead up to this event, all the staff turned to organizing this event for the members. And so I just want to thank them for all the work. It's probably lots of long hours. The theme of Growing Together this year speaks really to that remarkable collaboration between member institutions, the province of BC, and council members. And JAM is an annual opportunity to catch up with each other and learn from current research and about perspectives and what presenters have to say on the topics relevant to your work and to the system. And BCCAT works to maximize those opportunities. This is what it's all about. It's about the students, and about, in a world where equitable access to post-secondary opportunities and pathways and credentials is so much more important than ever. And that's why the work of this group of wonderful people at BCCAT is so important. And the work that you do on articulation committees or in your departments and with your institutions is so important. So thank you for joining us today and tomorrow for a range of wonderful workshops on topics that we hope will be stimulating and to help you continue to advance the transfer pathways for students. And if you can please join us for the awards ceremony tonight. So there's another anniversary, 10th anniversary of 10th year that BCCAT is awarding to a couple of award winners some awards of exemplary achievements and accomplishments with respect to advancing the transfer system in BC. So thanks, everybody. I'm going to hand it back over to Mike, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of you tonight and on the call today, and then tomorrow in person. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Angus. And we look forward to seeing you both at the reception and awards ceremony tonight, as well as over the course of the next couple of days. So appreciate those comments on your behalf, on behalf of council. Okay, we are at 9:25. And so you might realize, know this, that we try to plan this down to the minute. So what I have is a brief warm-up for those of you that are new to WHOVA or new to JAM, just to give you a little bit of an overview of how this is all going to work. And so we're going to switch over to a presentation right now, just very quickly, because I am conscious about getting into the next session. So we've already given you a bit of an overview. Obviously, if you're watching this online through your website or WHOVA, congratulations, you passed the first challenge. You have made it into the stream, and we appreciate that. And what we're going to do is just talk a little bit about how you can get the most out of the app. So obviously the most important thing is you need to join the stream. We have found that the web app is a little bit more functional than the mobile app. If you have been bombarded with emails like I have about downloading the app, that is an option, obviously, and you're free to choose whichever method you want. But these are some of the options that you have available to you. We have found that the web app is sometimes a little bit more functional, but regardless, your experience should be about the same regardless of which platform you choose. And this is what the web app looks like. Today for JAM Day 1, it's going to be a mixture of live and pre-recorded sessions. We pre-record a number of sessions just to try to minimize technical difficulties. Most of the sessions are going to be about 30 to 45 minutes, but every session will have a live question and answer after the pre-recording. So we have all the presenters and pre-recorders standing by. They will be available to answer your questions, and all the sessions are going to be streamed in real time. We will be uploading them after the fact. It won't be immediately after the session or tonight, because it takes some time to do some rendering, but the sessions will be available after the fact. So if you are have to run away or you have to go do something else, that's fine. You'll be able to come back at any time you want. Now, if you need closed captioning, you have that ability to turn on closed captioning within Chrome. My understanding is that Edge also has the ability to turn on closed captioning. So please feel free to turn on closed captioning as you need. Now, just walking through quickly some of the different sections in the WHOVA app. If you take a look at the attendees section, this is where you can find information about who's attending, whether they're attending remotely or in person. Do reach out, do help say hello. I've really been enjoying going over the various icebreakers that people have been posting. A lot of the community messages have been excellent. Lots of good information, and it's really fun to find out a little bit more about you. You always have the ability to update your profile as you see fit, so you can share however much information you would like. The community is where you're going to find information about announcements. So we have organizer announcements. That's where you can find icebreakers. There's also the ability to share things about ride sharing. I noticed people were sharing restaurant recommendations, which is actually very welcome. Even though I live in Vancouver, I find that I'm not going out as much as I used to. And so seeing good restaurant recommendations are really nice. So thank you for everybody who's been doing that, as well as articles and job openings. You can find all sorts of things in the community section. The resources section is where you will eventually find the video gallery once we put that up. If we have additional accompanying reports or presentations that we want to attach to different sessions, that's where you will find it. If you are on still social media and you want to tag us into any social media postings, please use the hashtag BCCAT JAM 2024, and then that will help us curate all the social media into a single hashtag. We are doing a couple of things for fun. So we have a Celebrate Good Times photo contest. This is where we are asking you to share photos that celebrate the 80s, whether you were there or not. So you can go to the photos section or the win a prize section, depending on whether you're on the web app or the mobile app. And in person tomorrow, we will have a photo booth with various accoutrements that you can use to take a picture. We are going to take the top 5 most liked photos, and we will the winner will be sent a prize package. The deadline is November 8th at 2 p.m. In case you're wondering what that picture is on the right, that is a picture of me standing next to the bronze fawns. I am in the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I took that picture this summer. I don't think it gets much more 80s than the fawns. I dragged my teenager to this statue just so that I could get this picture. If you ever want to have a fun time, drag a teenager to something called the bronze fawns and then marvel at the look on their face as they try to understand what it is that you're talking about. Hey, that's right. That's what Rudan said. I appreciate that. Also, we have a Back to the Future trivia quiz. This is where you get to show off your knowledge about 80s pop culture, as well as the history of the BC transfer system. You can also find that in the Win a Prize section. The top 3 highest scores will receive prizes, and if there is a tie, it will be determined by a random draw. There are clues spread throughout the app, as well as in the Paradox Hotel for tomorrow. If you go to the history corner at the Paradox, you may find some hints. If you are watching us online, you can check out the resources section. There are some hints to the answers of the questions in those sections. All right, we are getting close to time, so I'm just going to say let's do a quick warm-up. First things first, you guys have already done a great job. I can see so many people saying hello in the chat. Hello, Kathleen. Hello, Sean. Hello, Jan, Mandy, Sonia. Nice to see you. Appreciate you. If you want to say hello, please put your introduce yourself in the chat. You can also introduce from which territories you are currently residing. That's always appreciated. The more you put into the chat, the more we can engage. I do see you, but we are watching off a stream, so I am about 5 or 6 seconds ahead of you. So I'm technically coming from the future. Good morning, Christina. But we do try to interact, so please put yourself into the chat. The next question I will ask, if you want a little bit of something to put into the chat, is what was the best jam you attended this year. Now, I put JAM in quotation marks. This isn't a shameless plug to try to get you to say JAM 2023 or JAM 2024. Tell me what your JAM is. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What was the best show you went to? What was the best event or thing that you did last year? What's the thing that you enjoy the most? I'll give you a little bit about myself. My best jam this year was when I went to go see the Green Day concert. I saw Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins. I saw them at Wrigley Field in Chicago. That was historic for me for a variety of reasons. That's a picture of me and my wife, Paula. We had a great time reliving our angry, rebellious youth and watching Green Day sell out the Wrigley Field, which is the home of the Chicago Cubs. If you've got a jam, something that you enjoyed last year, let us know a little bit about it. And you can throw that into the chat as well. All right, we are at 9:32, so we are just a little bit over. So I'm going to say thank you for joining us for the opening session. As a reminder, if you could close the stream and go into the next session, that will be great because chats and questions do not get passed forward. So appreciate that. And we're going to take a brief 2-minute break while I get set up for the next session. And I will see you at the next session called Strategic Articulation Management. I will see you there.